Welcome back to No More Heroes. Travis Strikes Again. We'll be finishing Life is Destroyed this time. And thankfully, because the next plot section is short, we'll be doing that too. Yay.
So
God,
I know
this
that
level's
the
going
game,
on a long time.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that the game's just trying to dick with you by having it be 3 digits. It's like, oh, there are 100 levels of this, and then it would be funny if they ended it on 9 just to mess with you, I guess.
that would
It's it's
actually
like
be
when
really
you
nice.
it's like when you start an RPG and the hour counter has 3 digits in it. You're like, oh
Oh, 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 oh.
Although that's purely to make sure that the hour counter can fit as many hours
It's
as
an,
people would be playing.
yeah, it's an int value thing rather
no.
than
Yeah, but
we expect
I
you to
mean,
play this.
there are some games that like structure it so that it's 99 and then it goes up to 100, and then there are the other games where it's oh 99, like the O is
Yeah.
already there and you're like, oh no. I mean, granted, I don't really play. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. That's a straight up lie. I was about to say I don't play that many 100-hour RPGs anymore, but
Says the guy who plays Hyrule Warriors.
well, Hyrule Warriors
And
is
Dragon
an
Quest
action
11, isn't it?
game.
Didn't Dragon?
Yeah, no, Dragon Quest 11 is a 100-hour game, as is Dragon Quest 7 and potentially 8 and several Shin Megami Tensei games. So yeah, that's
Persona
Now,
5.
are we talking about when you're doing everything?
so for Dragon Quest 7, yeah. No, Dragon Quest 7, no. Dragon Quest 7 is just too long. And probably takes at least 80 if you're playing at a normal pace but not doing everything.
Good
Yeah,
fucking
Dragon
god.
Quest 7 is too long. That was the complaint back in the day. Dragon Quest 11, I would say if you're not doing everything and you're going for quote unquote the normal ending, would probably take you like
Why would they put a coin
70 to
somewhere you
80.
can't physically get?
No, because the blocks rotate and you can get them when it's rotated to fit a certain way. So you like that.
Oh, I see.
So
The coins are still there, so.
anyway, if we're talking about Dragon Quest 11, I would say it could take 60 if you're not the kind of person who goes for everything, to 130 if you are the kind of person who goes for everything. So, yeah, that's why I would recommend you play Dragon
don't know,
Quest
man.
5 first, because that game is an SNES RPG and thus is done in like 30 and 40 if you go.
Like I mean, I want my RPGs to have like side stuff, post game
Yeah.
stuff. But even I still have a limit like to how much I want to put into it. Like to me, a comfortable limit with everything and the trimmings, I would say is about 45, 50 hours.
So that's why I recommend Dragon Quest V to you as opposed to, because Dragon Quest 11, I still love that game. Don't get me wrong, but it's long. It's long on purpose. So yeah, it's
Probably significantly shorter if you play it in its 16-bit mode, though.
yes, although oddly enough, not for speedrunning, because since you're in speedrunning, there's random battles, so you can't
Yeah, I
just skip them. But yes, casually speaking, it's, from what I can tell, at least a good 10 to 20 hours shorter. But it's just RPGs are kind of weird in that regard because I feel like there's two mindsets for them. There's pre PS1 and post PS1 RPG kind of game styles, where pre PS1, the longest RPG you would ever really get is like maybe 40 hours or 50 if it's like a huge game. Whereas starting with the PS1, you're getting these 100-hour plus JRPGs.
You get Dragon Quest 7.
Dragon Quest 7. Yeah, Dragon Quest 7 it's really long. God. So it takes 20.
Have you guys ever played an RPG that you legitimately enjoyed, but also wondered when is this ending?
So if I'm wondering when it's ending, that's when I realize that I don't actually like the game that much. Is the thing. Because if I like a game and the game is well made and I'm having fun, then I'm not worried about when it's going to end.
And time is only a number.
If
Baby.
the game is getting tiresome for me, that's when I'm wondering, okay, when's this actually going to finish? I'm done with it.
Yeah, there's a fair few RPGs that, whether they're good or not, the pacing doesn't last throughout the entire game. Like, when you get later into the game, something changes about the structure, or you get bogged down in a lot of side content and the game slows down as a result. Or in the case of like Xenogears, the development just really got bad during that portion of the game, and the way the story is being told is no longer as interesting as it used to be.
Well, here's the thing. Another thing that I wanted to like kind of branch off into that, because I hear that more often now than before, where side content is often criticized for bogging a game down. But how much is that the game's fault and the player?
It depends on the way the developers implemented it. For example, like when you talk about the Yakuza series, the side content is considered part of the main event because of how well written it is and how well presented it is. Most games, though, side content is of a markedly lower quality than main content. And also, there's a lot of open world games where side content is pretty cookie cutter, as opposed to like having dedicated stories set aside.
A lot of side content is usually not as good as the main content of a game.
Yeah. I mean,
So having a lot of it in there can feel like it's just bogging the game down.
Well, to me, I always figured that side content was supposed to be less significant than the main story.
I mean more in terms of quality of that gameplay experience.
yeah, I mean, like you spend a lot of time doing simpler tasks that are repetitive rather than playing through sections of the game that feel as considered as the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting argument because I remember we've talked about this before in other examples, like with, say, Shadow the Hedgehog, where you don't have to play the worst levels in the game. So does that mean that it's better because you don't have to do the bad stuff? Or is it worse because you specifically are choosing not to do certain things because of how bad it is?
Yeah, well, we're talking about objectivity instead of subjectivity at that point.
Yeah.
Because whether or not you can avoid the worst levels of Shadow the Hedgehog doesn't mean that it is objectively good.
Yeah, it's like...
You just think you subjectively think it's good.
It's...
because of your personal
Yeah,
experience.
so it's odd for... Side content is one of those things where I think it's like if you're doing it because you want to do it, as opposed to you're doing it because you feel like you have to do it due to... Because I'm typically the kind of gamer who likes to go for maybe not 100% the first time I play it, but I like to do as much as I can, you know? So if I feel like I'm doing this stuff because I have to do it because, oh, I just want to see as much of the game as possible, as opposed to, oh, this is really, really fun, I want to keep playing it.
Doppelganger Patrick and Granada Jr.?
It
Hello.
doesn't look like it's made out of bacon at all.
Hello, mother. Hello, fada. I am the killer.
This game is
Mr.
bullshit.
Granada.
This game is bullshit. The developer really sucks. Travis doesn't like puzzle games much, does he?
You just see him staring at a copy of Puyo Puyo and just glaring at it.
You think an assassin can kill a killer? Yes.
Yes.
I'd be a pretty shitty assassin if I couldn't.
I feel like killing killers is a common thing for assassins, actually.
I mean, I've been killing assassins all my life. It can't be that different, can it?
So, none of the dialogue in this is voiced after the cutscenes at the beginning, right?
No.
Okay.
It was basically, again, a cost-cutting measure, because a lot of it was, again, done during that actor strike, and...
So, but...
Yeah, all the grunts from Travis are repurposed from the first two games, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they did get him for, like, the brief cutscenes at the beginning, but after...
Yeah, because that was after the strike ended.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, because I do...
And to be fair, this is one of those instances where I'm not really going to blame Suda for that. They're not exactly very rich.
Yeah, no.
Compared to someone like Square or Capcom being dicks to actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't think Grasshopper has a... Wait, what? Why is he doing sexy model
He's
pose?
He's doing JoJo poses.
But why male models?
Was that
Are
a
you kidding?
JoJo
I just told you.
reference? Wait, so John, you've actually watched JoJo now, right?
I've watched up until the end of part 3. I'm on part 4
Are
now.
you a convert to the cult of JoJo?
I like it. Like, I think I'm not gonna get to the cult-like part until part 4 because I know that because they're the most recent ones, at least the anime speaking. But it's also like, I mean, I can see why people will love the show, and I do legitimately enjoy it. I've enjoyed my time so far.
Sorry, I just
No, it's cool. You're reading
yeah,
the
it's just
text.
like you're gonna get a final form. No, it was proposed, but cut for spec.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But it's like now that I've actually watched JoJo, it's really weird to go back and play all like these games I've known for years and realize, oh, that's a JoJo reference.
That's why the meme exists.
Yeah.
okay, so how are you supposed to do this without getting hit?
I don't know.
Well, there's a number on the floor. It says 9. Is
That's
that
a
indicative it's a
countdown.
number of clones?
No, that's a
Spelled
countdown.
weird
Oh,
on
no.
purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the only time I die in the entire playthrough, just because I don't really know what signifies it's him.
Obviously, you don't watch enough JoJo.
I mean, I like JoJo enough, but I feel, one, I don't like the character designs very much. The other is just, it's a little, I don't want to say memey because that's never its intent.
Oh, the show doesn't give a fuck,
Yeah.
and that could be a benefit and a detriment at the same time.
Yeah, and for me, that's a detriment.
For me, the only thing about it is it's too loud. Like,
I've never.
You see, and, you know, it's really weird. I kind of like that
well, I
about
mean,
it.
yeah, but that's. I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's the reason why people like
Yeah.
it. But it's very intense, and I'm just,
Yeah.
I can't.
I've
I hate to use the word meme because I do like some of the memes that have spawned from it.
never seen JoJo, but I am intensely grateful that it spawned the Persona series. So,
I don't know the story behind that.
the Personas are basically
Persona 1 is based off of Part 3.
yeah, they're
Oh, because
basically
stands.
stands.
Yeah.
Like the very
Okay.
first set of stands was named after tarot cards. You know, Zawa Wordo, that meme. It's the world. You know, the world.
Hey,
Zavado.
Yar Days, everybody. Yar Days.
Even if I were seriously trying to pronounce that English correctly, I'd probably mispronounce it. But
Just say the world. That's what.
Zavaldo!
well, no one says the world. They always repeat the English.
No, the English dub says the world.
Nobody
That's actually really good.
nobody memes the English dub. Why would you meme the English dub?
Because then you can talk about jelly-filled donuts.
Okay, so yeah, the first set of stands.
Holy fuck! If JoJo Bizarre Adventure was
The first set of stands was all based on tarot
Oh,
cards.
no, have you
Holy shit!
that was a popular thing to do in like the late 2000s on YouTube. Was 4Kidsify certain things. There's a 4Kidsify Death Note. There's a 4Kidsify Kill la Kill.
Okay, hold on. You gotta tell me how they 4Kidsify Death Note. Is it the Doom Note?
It sends you to the Shadow Realm, obviously.
Yeah.
And then once they arrest Light, who doesn't die, everyone who is sent to the Shadow Realm comes back to life. Yes.
If they reuse footage and invert it.
Um,
No, that was Deke.
Oh, dick.
Yeah, that was them who reversed the footage for Sailor Moon. So the cars were on the right, quote unquote, side of the road.
You mean the correct side of the road?
Yeah. I only speak American.
I'm not really sure.
Oh, say can you?
I'm not
see?
really sure what the logic of other countries reversing the side of the road that cars are on is.
I don't either.
I think it's just one of those cultural differences you just have
but
to
deal with
you
it.
see, the thing
accept.
is that most of the time, America changes stuff for no
Nah,
reason.
really?
But we're the only ones who won't use metric. We're the only ones who won't. Yada,
Metric
yada, yada.
came after Imperial. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but we're the only ones who won't switch because we're assholes like that.
But you just said we're the ones changing things.
Okay, you know what? That's not the point. The point I'm trying to make here is that
Don't
cars
change the
were
subject.
invented in the United States. I'm like 90% sure if I'm wrong about that. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, like the
indignant
Ford
about
Model
it.
T
So
and all that.
cars were invented in the United States, and you guys are the ones who choose to go on the other side of the road. So USA,
No,
USA,
the thing is
USA.
usually the changes like the metric system or whatever, they're made because they're like simpler in a certain way. But I'm legitimately trying to figure out like what the benefit of driving on the left instead of the right would be, and I'm not getting it. Um,
So that you can have a car where the driver's seat is on the right side and sell for more money.
like the most I can think of is like
It just said God bless America.
the most I can think of is like if you're on the left, then you're closer to the no, but they reverse the driver's side too, so you're still driving based on the middle of the road. So why
It doesn't matter.
is it like automobile region locking? You can't drive an American car in Europe or something.
No, you can't. You can.
You can, but it would be
It has to be
awkward.
street legal though.
Yeah. It has to be whatever laws
It-
say is standard
It,
or meet whatever requirements.
it's awkward not to drive. It's awkward to drive a car where your orientation as the driver is not situated toward the middle of the road.
Yeah.
I just the idea of region locked cars just seems incredibly racist. It's like it won't work unless you're of a certain ethnicity.
Well, I mean, you don't need to be Japanese to play Japanese games in Japan. You just need to be in Japan, playing on a Japanese system, or
So yeah, it's a Japanese car, so it won't
technically,
accept
you
your
don't- you
American
don't even
key.
need that anymore. You just need to set your console settings to Japan so you can sign up for a Japanese PSN account with a fake address. Um,
It only plays in English though if you're
just
American.
so that I could have legal copies of the PS2 remakes of the first two Phantasy Star games, I actually did sign my PS3 up to a Japanese PSN account, so I know how this works.
It's too bad you can't play them though because they're in Japanese.
Well, yeah, I can't play them, but since I have legal copies, I have no like conscience. My conscience doesn't bother me about playing the games on emulators with a fan patch.
What was
So
that terrifying cat? Also, for the
What-
record,
That's,
yeah, what
that's
was that
Travis's
cat?
cat? That's Travis's
It's
cat.
Gene.
that looks nothing like the anime cat.
It's not
Well,
supposed to.
no, but the anime cat looked nothing like
Gene.
the actual Gene.
Remember, Travis has had this cat since No More Heroes 1.
Does he just imagine his cat looks like a cat girl? Is that the
Yes.
kind of weeaboo we're dealing with here?
This is Travis.
you see, I keep on whenever I see Jean written down like that, I keep on thinking it's Bayonetta Jean. So it's that's been making it a little weird.
Yeah, because it's pronounced phonetically in this context.
Oh,
Gene.
really? Wow, he is a
Yeah.
weeb. Wait, no,
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that he might not be a weeb. He might just not know how to read.
Well, no, but I think that's the point. Like he knows words, but I don't think he actually knows the meaning. You know, Shinobu, I think, also took that quality from him.
Yeah, because he
Like
says
starting
he says moe and he doesn't know what it means.
Yeah, and neither does she.
Yeah, but like I don't think that he knows how to read. Like he sees that written down, and he's like, Gene. And
Why
like,
does
you
his
know?
cat have a Rurouni Kenshin scar?
That's what I was asking last time. I was like, why does she have a scar on
Well,
her
you
face?
see, it goes back to the cat's tragic backstory. It started in the year 1965.
Yeah, riddles are meant to be broken. Didn't they teach you that in school?
You mean the mangaka was busted for having porn he shouldn't have had in his office or something? No.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. There are magical girls.
I mean, it's Travis, so I'd believe it.
They don't want a buttload of text. Okay, you know what?
You know what I'm thinking right now is because the portrait on the left is the cat that Travis imagines himself to own. The portrait on the right is the face that Travis imagines himself to have. And he really just looks really bland and ugly in real life.
Looks like Miller, like an anime Miller.
Oh, Master Miller.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
for going
like
for like his younger design.
I'm talking like Travis in real life is probably way older with a receding hairline
Oh,
and
Travis is probably like 40 now.
a fucking Gordon Ramsay corrugated forehead.
You see, I'm just imagining like a 60-year-old Travis Touchdown, like with a bunch of anime figures. like hanging around.
I refuse to believe that any game called Eternal Organic Battle could have a good balance between story and gameplay. I'm sorry. That just doesn't make sense.
Well, maybe it's like a directly, like a literal translation of whatever it is in like in another country.
That's like saying that the imaginary PlayStation game in the first Harry Potter book, or was it the second one? I don't know. Mega Mutilation Part 2 is what it was called. That's like saying that was that universe's version of Metal Gear Solid. No.
Or I mean, if you think about
I always
it,
took it as Mortal Kombat.
if you think about it outside of the context of what we know about video games, Metal Gear Solid's kind of a dumb name. Like if you just think it's like
It's
okay.
even
Yeah, it is.
dumber because the game that came directly before it was Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. So it's like, yeah, we're not even gonna try and make a new name. We're just gonna cut out the 2 and the snake.
So there are two snakes.
Yeah, so there's no you cut out both snakes from Metal Gear Solid, and so the game is just a base with some dudes in it. You don't get to explore it. You turn it on, and then it's just Shadow Moses exists on your TV. This series sucks.
Well, no, if it's a guy in a base just doing things that's Papers, Please.
Yeah, pretty much.
Didn't they like make a movie or a short film about Papers, Please?
I'm not sure if that was already done. I remember them saying that they wanted to do something with it. I'm not sure if it was a movie or a Netflix series
Oh,
or some
let
other
me
shit.
I feel like trying to do that. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say never because I could be surprised, but I feel like making a TV show about that kind of takes away what makes it interesting as a game, because as a game, it's basically just doing paperwork, which is what makes it interesting.
Here it is. It's a short film on Steam. You can watch it for free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's free.
How long is it?
Let me see. Oh, well, I'm
8 hours long.
looking.
the length of a shift.
I'm looking at it on.
So yeah, story-wise, they got the death ball and are going home.
Just the right amount of text. Your Metascore just went up 5 points.
I was looking at that on my browser, so I need to wait for Steam to open before I can tell you how long it was. So we're not going to get to this part. Oh well.
Unfortunately not, but hey, on the bright side, we finished a level, got through the plot, and we can start a new level next time in Part 8.
Cliffhanger.